Japan is one of the safest countries in the world. But right now, in certain parts of Tokyo, tourists are losing over $10,000 in a single night. And it's happening more and more. The U.S. Embassy has even issued an official warning. Today, we'll cover exactly where this is happening, how the scam works, and how you can protect yourself. Section 1. What's happening? Let's start with exactly what's going on. Here's how the scam works. You're walking through the city at night when someone approaches you and starts speaking in English. They invite you to a bar or club, and somewhere along the way, your drink gets spiked. By the time you realize something is wrong, you've already lost consciousness, and your credit card has been maxed out. One tourist who fell victim to this scam said, "I woke up the next morning with no memory of the bar I'd been in and found over $11,000 charged to my card." That's roughly 1.6 million yen in a single night. Even when victims report it to the police, it's often treated as a civil matter, leaving many with no choice but to accept the loss. Section 2. Where it's happening. So where exactly should you be careful? Japanese police have officially identified 4 high-risk areas in Tokyo. The first is Kabukicho. Located in Shinjuku, it's one of the largest entertainment districts in East Asia. Bright neon lights, packed streets, and a lively atmosphere that draws in a huge number of tourists. But once night falls, the number of street touts increases dramatically, and this is where the majority of reported incidents take place. Next is Roppongi. It's long been a popular nightlife spot for foreigners, with many bars and clubs where English is widely spoken. That comfort and familiarity is exactly what makes it a hunting ground for touts, targeting international visitors. Third is Shibuya. Home to the world-famous Scramble Crossing, it's one of Tokyo's most visited tourist spots. But the atmosphere changes completely after dark. Many tourists who spend the day sightseeing end up staying into the night, which makes them easy targets. And finally, Ikebukuro. Popular with travelers interested in anime and Japanese pop culture, but the same scams have been reported here as well. Here's the important thing to understand. These areas are completely fine during the day. The danger only appears at night, when alcohol and street touts enter the picture. Section 3. How the scam works. So how do they actually approach you? Street touts always open in English. "Hey, where are you from? We have free drinks tonight. Special deal just for you." They come across as friendly and approachable, deliberately making it hard for tourists to feel suspicious. Once you're inside, drinks start arriving before you even see a menu or a price list. There are 3 main patterns to be aware of. The first is drink spiking. Your drink gets spiked, and once your judgment is impaired, you're made to sign an outrageous bill or hand over your credit card directly. This is the pattern that triggered the official warnings from both the U.S. Embassy and the UK Foreign Office. The second is price fraud. They lure you in with something like all you can drink for 4,000 yen, then hit you with a bill of 100,000 yen or more. It's high enough to cause real damage, but just low enough that you might think you misunderstood the deal. Because no drugs are involved, many victims end up blaming themselves and never report it. The third is forced detention. When you try to leave, the exit gets physically blocked until you pay an inflated amount. At just one establishment in Kabukicho, 214 complaints were filed in a single 4-month period. And across all 3 patterns, there's one thing in common: double charging. While you're confused or barely conscious, the same card gets run multiple times. In other words, The damage doesn't stop when you walk out the door. Section 4. How to protect yourself. So what can you do to stay safe? Let's start with the single most important rule. Never follow a street tout. Ever. That one rule alone will protect you from the vast majority of situations we've covered today. But here are some specific steps you can take for each type of scam. Against drink spiking and double charging. Never take your eyes off your drink. Don't accept drinks from strangers. And if your drink has been left unattended even for a moment, don't finish it. After handing over your card, open your banking app immediately and check the charge. If anything looks wrong, dispute it on the spot. Against price fraud. Always ask to see a menu with prices before you go in. If they won't show you one, don't enter. Better yet, look up the bar or izakaya you want to visit on Google Maps in advance and make a reservation. If a tout approaches you, saying, "I already have a reservation," makes it much easier to walk away. Against forced detention. When you enter any bar, take note of where the exits are, and if anything feels off, leave before your drink arrives. If you find yourself blocked from leaving, make noise to attract attention from people around you or call the police. Japan's emergency police number is 110. Most travelers use a data-only SIM or eSIM for their Japan trip. And even without a phone number attached, you can still call 110. If you speak English, they can assist you in English. If you've already been scammed, go to the nearest police box and file a report immediately. In most cases, you'll need a police report before your credit card company will process a fraud claim. Once you leave Japan, filing that report becomes extremely difficult, so act as soon as you realize something is wrong. Finally, before you arrive in Japan, set a daily spending limit on your credit card through your bank's app. It takes less than a minute, and it could save you from losing thousands. So there you have it. Now that you know which areas to watch out for and how these scams work, you have everything you need to stay safe. Japan is a truly incredible country. Just remember, Tokyo at night requires a little extra awareness. Earth Japan will continue bringing you the charm of Japan and the latest travel information. See you again in the next video. Bye! See you!